Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're watching today, you are in for an update that could redefine everything we've thought about Iraq's economy and its currency. I need you to grab a coffee, sit back, and focus, because what we're seeing right now is not just news, it's history in motion. Imagine a country that has struggled for decades with a fragmented financial system suddenly stepping into a brand new era of stability, oversight, and technology. That's exactly what Iraq is doing today in 2025. The big story? The U.S. Treasury and J.P. Morgan have officially stepped into Iraq's financial system in ways that could transform it completely. This isn't speculation, rumor, or wishful thinking. The groundwork for a full currency transformation is happening right now, and if you've been following the dinar, you're going to want to stay alert. This could mark the start of a reset that changes everything. Let's break down what's happening step by step. Iraq has historically faced massive challenges managing its banking system. Corruption, inefficiencies, and reliance on the US dollar have all created volatility. Every time the dollar fluctuated, prices, salaries, and inflation inside Iraq shifted unpredictably. This made it nearly impossible for the average citizen to plan or save, and it created serious challenges for investors looking for stability. But now, the involvement of the U.S. Treasury and J.P. Morgan is signaling a complete shift in strategy. We're no longer talking about small-scale adjustments or experimental reforms. This is a coordinated, large-scale effort to modernize, digitize, and stabilize Iraq's entire financial system. Think of it as turning an old cracked highway into a fully digital high-speed expressway for money. So why are global powerhouses like J.P. Morgan stepping in? It's simple, they see the opportunity and the need. J.P. Morgan is not just advising, they are building the digital backbone that will allow Iraq to move money instantly and safely, not just locally but internationally. Their technology ensures transactions are traceable, compliant with global standards, and integrated with major banking systems worldwide. This is the exact infrastructure needed before a currency can gain global recognition. When a nation wants its currency to be respected, it must first prove that its system is clean, transparent, and modern. That's precisely what J.P. Morgan is doing for Iraq right now. Meanwhile, the U.S. Treasury's role cannot be overstated. They are ensuring that every move Iraq makes aligns with international financial regulations. This includes compliance with anti-money laundering laws, proper auditing, and standards that make the dinar credible to investors worldwide. Essentially, the Treasury is putting a seal of legitimacy on Iraq's financial system. With their oversight, Iraq is no longer at the mercy of opaque practices or uncontrolled dollar flows. This coordination is crucial for attracting foreign investment, stabilizing trade, and preparing the dinar for eventual international recognition. Now, let's talk about what a financial reset really means. In simple terms, Iraq is transitioning from a system that has been heavily dependent on physical cash and the US dollar to a modern, digital, and dinar-driven economy. This includes digital payment networks, real-time transaction processing, and integration with global banks. It also means implementing anti-corruption measures, auditing procedures, and frameworks to prevent illegal trading practices. For the average citizen, it will mean more transparency, faster banking services, and the assurance that their money is secure. For investors, it signals a safer and more predictable financial environment that could open the door for major opportunities in trade, infrastructure, and finance. The timing of this transformation is also significant. Iraq's oil reserves are at a strong level, global interest in the region is rising, and inflation has been kept under control. All these factors create a window of opportunity for meaningful reform. Waiting any longer would risk further instability and lost economic potential. By taking action now, Iraq is positioning itself to become a more independent and resilient economy. This is the kind of strategic timing that global financial experts look for when deciding where to invest, and it's exactly why J.P. Morgan and the Treasury are fully engaged at this moment. Let's dig into the role of the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, here. The CBI is the foundation of this entire reset. They are coordinating with JP Morgan to integrate digital payment systems that allow instant transfers, international settlements, and fully traceable transactions. They are also working closely with the Treasury to ensure that compliance and regulatory standards are fully met. This partnership creates a robust structure where Iraq can operate independently while remaining globally credible. In other words, the CBI is no longer just a domestic regulator, it's now a key player in shaping a currency that could gain international trust and recognition. Some people may wonder why the US would get so involved in Iraq's internal financial system. The answer is that stability benefits everyone. A strong, transparent Iraq reduces regional risk, stabilizes oil markets, and creates opportunities for US companies to invest safely. The Treasury's role is a long-term strategy to ensure that Iraq grows into a reliable economic partner. By guiding the country's financial reset, the U.S. ensures that this transformation is conducted efficiently, safely, and according to global standards, which is a win-win scenario for both nations and for the international market. Let's look at JP Morgan again because their involvement signals something critical. Big banks don't deploy resources like this unless they see a major shift coming. JP Morgan is building cross-border settlement channels that will allow Iraq to handle payments globally without relying on intermediaries. They're also offering risk management and advanced digital banking tools. Their presence indicates that the financial world expects Iraq's currency to eventually stabilize, revalue, and become internationally tradable. This is a clear message. Major players are preparing for the next phase of Iraq's economic evolution. This reset isn't theoretical, it's backed by infrastructure changes that are already happening. Internal upgrades to core banking systems are underway. New digital wallets are being tested, allowing citizens to participate in a fully digital economy. Know your customer systems are being implemented to ensure that every transaction is legitimate. All of these steps are prerequisites for any currency that wants to operate freely in international markets. In short, Iraq is laying the technical and regulatory foundation needed for a modern, stable, and respected currency. Another key aspect to understand is Iraq's move away from dollar dependency. For decades, the country relied on dollar auctions, meaning every transaction was ultimately tied to fluctuations in the U.S. currency. This created unpredictable economic ripple effects across the nation. Now, Iraq is paying for imports directly in dinars with partners like China, India, and Turkey. This represents a historic shift. Iraq is reclaiming control over its own currency, a step that's essential for true financial independence. It's also a signal to the world that the dinar can eventually stand on its own. Many viewers are asking, what does this mean for the dinar's value? While no one can provide exact figures, the signs point toward an eventual upward adjustment. You don't bring in JP Morgan and the U.S. Treasury for minor tweaks. These are the steps required to prepare a currency for international alignment. Digitization, compliance, and connectivity all suggest that Iraq is ready for a new era where the dinar could gain real global credibility. The direction is clear. This reset is designed to strengthen the currency, not just stabilize it temporarily. Public messaging from Iraq's financial institutions is now confirming the path forward. The CBI has officially stated its commitment to working with international partners to modernize financial infrastructure. They're implementing global standards, connecting local banks to international payment networks, and enhancing transparency. These steps ensure that when the dinar becomes fully digital and integrated, it will be trusted by domestic citizens and foreign investors alike. This level of official communication adds credibility to the ongoing efforts and shows that real action is taking place. Looking ahead, the launch of the digital dinar will be a major milestone. Citizens will be able to open digital wallets connected to banks, government services, and international payment systems. This will enable instant, secure transactions and eliminate the need for middlemen. It's a game-changing development for the Iraqi economy. A digital dinar means not only transparency but also accessibility for all citizens. which can stimulate economic activity and restore trust in the financial system. This is the kind of structural change that can transform a nation's economy from the ground up. One important factor often overlooked is investor confidence. When a country implements transparent systems, robust oversight, and modern payment infrastructure, investors see a low-risk environment for capital. Iraq's financial reset is sending exactly that message. By building a clean, traceable, and efficient financial ecosystem, Iraq is signaling to the world that it is ready for investment and trade. This is critical because sustainable economic growth depends not just on resources but on trust, and trust is being rebuilt right now. It's also worth noting that JP Morgan has been strategically involved in Iraq for years, particularly in handling oil revenues and some international transactions. Their expanded presence now indicates that they see a massive opportunity emerging. By building infrastructure ahead of the revaluation or stabilization of the dinar, they are positioning themselves to handle the financial flows that will come with a stronger currency. This is not speculative, it's preparation based on solid economic potential and planning. The benefits for ordinary Iraqi citizens are substantial. A functioning, transparent banking system means faster salaries, fewer scams, and better access to financial services. It also encourages local businesses to grow, foreign investors to participate, and the government to operate efficiently. Over time, these improvements create economic stability that affects everyone, from workers to entrepreneurs. The reset is not just about currency value, it's about improving the quality of life for people who have lived under uncertainty for decades. Another key outcome is the stabilization of exchange rates. A modern, digitized system allows the CBI to monitor and manage currency flows effectively. By reducing black market activity and illegal dollar smuggling, Iraq can maintain a fair and consistent dinar rate. Stability in exchange rates is critical for imports, exports, and day-to-day business operations. When investors see a predictable currency environment, confidence grows, and the economy can attract more sustained international trade and investment. For the global market, Iraq's reset is a story of emerging opportunity. A country with vast oil and gas reserves, strategic location, and a young population now moves toward a modern digital economy. That's a combination investors worldwide are watching closely. The digital dinar, backed by international oversight, could become a trusted regional currency for trade and investment. This is a potential game changer for Iraq and its position on the global stage. Timing is crucial here. Iraq is implementing these changes in 2025, when the global economy is stable enough to support integration, yet ready for new opportunities. Reserves are strong, oil prices are favorable, and foreign interest is increasing. By acting now, Iraq maximizes the chance of success for its currency reset. The coordination between Baghdad, Washington, and New York shows that this isn't a temporary experiment, it's a carefully planned execution designed to create lasting economic stability. The involvement of major institutions signals the seriousness of this reset. When the U.S. Treasury and JP Morgan commit to long-term support, it means this is no ordinary financial initiative. It's a full-scale, multi-layered transformation designed to modernize Iraq's financial system from the inside out. This type of commitment also reassures investors and citizens that the reforms are not just temporary adjustments but sustainable and actionable steps toward real economic independence. At its core, this reset is about sovereignty. Iraq is reclaiming control over its financial destiny. By reducing dependency on external currencies and building robust digital infrastructure, the country is creating a system that serves its citizens and economy first. International partners are supporting this transition, but the ultimate goal is Iraqi control, transparency, and stability. That's a significant milestone for a nation that has historically faced financial volatility and outside influence. As we watch this unfold, the next critical milestones will be announcements about completed digital payment tests, expanded global bank connections, and public adoption of digital wallets. Each of these steps will mark progress toward a fully operational, transparent financial ecosystem. These aren't just technical steps, they're signals that Iraq is ready to operate on the global financial stage with a currency that can earn trust and respect. Ultimately, this is the moment many have been waiting for. Years of planning, coordination, and rebuilding have led to action. The U.S. Treasury, J.P. Morgan, and the CBI are physically rebuilding Iraq's financial structure. That's a concrete, verifiable process, not speculation. The result is a modernized, traceable, and internationally credible dinar that can finally reflect the country's real economic potential. This is a rare and significant transformation, and the implications will be felt for years to come. For viewers tracking the dinar, the message is clear. Patience and attention matter now more than ever. This is the transition from theory to reality. Systems are being built, wallets are being tested, and digital infrastructure is going live. These are the conditions necessary for the dinar to gain strength, stability, and global recognition. Understanding these steps helps investors and citizens anticipate the next moves rather than relying on rumor or speculation. In conclusion, Iraq's financial reset is not just about currency, it's about creating a system that works, earns trust, and supports long-term economic growth. J.P. Morgan's involvement, along with U.S. Treasury oversight, is a historic development that indicates serious action is underway. Citizens can expect more efficient banking, faster transactions, and a transparent, traceable financial system. Investors can see a pathway towards stability and opportunity. And the world is watching as Iraq moves into a phase of economic independence and modernization. So, is this the reset? Everything we see points toward yes. Iraq is building the infrastructure, implementing oversight, and coordinating with global leaders to transform its currency. For the dinar, it means credibility, transparency, and potential value growth. For Iraq, it means stability, sovereignty, and a modern economy. And for viewers and investors, it means staying informed, staying patient, and watching history unfold in real time. This is the story of a financial transformation happening in 2025, and it's one you won't want to miss.